Hello and welcome to Archery Andy. Now for this video I just wanted to talk about arrow wraps. Now arrow wraps are a vinyl covering that go around the top of the shaft, of which you can then stick on the feathers or the fletchings or spin wings. And it does help to actually keep them on, especially during the whole season. Now my preferred supplier of arrow wraps is a company called Arrowsocks. I'll put in the details below a web address for them so you can get onto them. I love their kit. I've got one of their shirts as well. I promote them like mad. If you ask anyone at my club, they'll tell you. I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not one of their style shooters or anything like that. Which I'd quite like to be, but at the same time, I'm not actually good enough. Now, a couple of days ago, damaged one of my shafts during just normal shooting. It was all just done. It's ripped off a load of the fletchings and everything else. So as you get, the fletchings can get damaged through repeated hits. This one's actually completely damaged because the knocker's gone as well. So what I need to do is strip the whole lot off, get rid of everything, get a blank shaft, and then start from fresh, re-wrap it. Now the good thing with the Arrowsocks is you always get additional wraps that come in. These are ones specifically for the fat boy arrows, which I shoot indoors. Two reasons: one, they're a wide diameter, biggest you can get, more chance of line cutters, and when you're shooting like myself, anything that helps is a definite advantage. And secondly, it's because they're called Fat Boy, and I'm carrying a bit of extra poundage myself, so just, you know, it's a bit of a gift. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to wrap, how to put the wrap onto the shaft and fletch it up so you can have a look at it at the end. So let's get started. So here we have the shaft. Now the first thing to do is obviously make sure that it is very, very clean. So by using some acetone, now this I got from Archery, just online, just found it. I think I was ordering some fletchings and just got it in at the same time. And a little bit of kitchen towel. And just clean the shaft. Just make sure you get rid of any excess dirt and grease. It will just also enable a good adherence of the wrap to the shaft. So once that's cleaned, let me just put the lid back on that. It does smell. Once that's cleaned, we've got the wrap ready. We need a surface that's got a slight give to it, a slight bit of sponge to it. Now some people like to use mouse mats. Personally, I find that a copy of Archery UK magazine to be spot on. It's got just enough bounce to it to enable good adherence. So I'm a 3 copy. That's how I've worked out over the years. 3 copies just seem to work quite well. So now comes the tricky bit. Now with this you really do need nails. Lay the wrap onto the surface. Now what you want to do is, looking down, line it up with the shaft, line it up with the end of the shaft. And what I like to do is I just like to make sure, just by rolling forward, just so it's just gone over, just into it. And if I roll back, that should pick it up clean. If that's done it clean and I can see that there's no creases, then I know that I'm on it nice and straight. So once it's like that, one movement, and there we go. So that's on. Now the first time you do this will be the same as I felt, which is nervous as you could possibly imagine. I was really worried about getting it wrong, and the first time I did get it wrong. So I did it, then stripped it, did it again. Second time I've been fine, and ever since then I've been absolutely fine. And I've done, I don't know, about 60 odd arrows now, wrapped and fletched. So once that's done, I just run my fingers over it, just make sure that's on there nice and tight. And if I bring it over, you can see that that's gone on quite nicely. So there's no ridges, it looks nice and smooth, everything's gone absolutely spot on. So now that we've got it wrapped, we can actually start the process of putting some fletchings on. As you see, I've already done the first one. Now, one of the nice things with arrowsocks is that on their wraps, you'll see at the very top, especially these big ones, a tiny little triangle. Now that triangle is to be lined up with the knock, like so, and then that lines up with the fletch. So as you put all three fletchings on, you won't cover your name. So therefore the arrow remains named without any problem. Now I'm using my extremely trusty fletching jig. I've done many arrows, not just mine but friends as well on this jig, and it was ideal. It was £12 I think it was, second hand from Clicker's Archery in Norwich, which is my local archery shop. Again, I'll put a link on the bottom for that. So glue the fletchings in, nice and easy. I prefer using dragon spit. No reason, just one of the glues. I've tried a few different ones, I just seem to be very happy with this one. It also glues very quickly as well, which is nice, because then it gives me the option of being able to get fletchings on arrows without it taking hours and hours and hours, which you can do. Other glues I've used have taken 20 minute set time in between each, and that basically an hour per arrow, and you've got 12 to do, can take a long time. So with this one though, I only need to leave it about 10 seconds or so. Once I feel that that's comfortable, I'll get the next one set up. Make sure that's all lined up. Let's have a jig. A little bit of glue on there. Get that stuck down. And there we have it, a fully wrapped, fletched shaft, all ready to shoot again. Just looking just like new. It looks lovely, feels great, it's going to be fun to shoot. And as you can see, I've quickly got changed and I'm now wearing my arrowsock shirt. I'm a big fan of theirs, they know this, I tell them all the time. So this is all ready for the weekend where we've got the County Championships coming up. I'm not going to win, I'm not even going to get a place, there's far better archers out there, but it's always nice to catch up. So thank you very much indeed for watching. I hope it's been of some use. Any questions, put it in the comments, or just contact Arrowsocks direct. Obviously they're the experts in the situation. And I've also been told that I must say, please subscribe. If you do, you do. If you don't, no worries. So thank you very much again, and I look forward to seeing you next time.